I'm big on transparency and accountability for our leaders, so I need to be transparent and accountable myself. With the Waitangi video where I said Haukainga called the police on the Kapakingis, I was incorrect. It was actually Hemi Kapakingi who called the police on the Haukainga. Not that there's anything wrong if you feel unsafe that you shouldn't call the police. I'm not saying that. It's just that the Haukainga said we don't do that stuff, so we want you to tell the people that we weren't the ones that called the police. On top of that, Haukainga have given a statement. The man who was heard yelling in the video, Lori Apiata, here he is. Kia ora, Lori Apiata from Waitangi. On the 25th of October, I was told by a cuz that there were some people in the whare and that they had put up some sheets over all the windows. So I went over to see what they were doing. When I got to the whare, a lady told me that I couldn't go inside. I said, get out of my fucking way. It took her a second before she did move. I then made my way into the whare to see umbrellas were put up in the house. I looked at them to see they still had shoes on. That made me mad and said for them to pack their shit up because the people of Waitangi didn't know what they were doing. Yes, he said that one man had let him in, but the people of home have the say on what happens on the marae with tikanga, and that they had broken it by doing what they wanted in the house of my people. I said for them to take off their shoes and get the fuck out. As we started to walk out, Nathan Ihaka and his wife started up. I then looked and said, fuck up. She then told me to fuck up. I looked at her and said, no, you fuck up, bitch. Then she somehow ends up with the stick for a fight. That is when Nathan takes his clothes off for a fight. So I went home. My whare is only 300 meters from the marae to get my taiaha. Came back and Hemi was on the phone to the police. The police come to the marae where he thought he could have me arrested for kicking them off my whenua in an aggressive manner, just to find out the police have no power on the marae or any marae. So they went home that night. I received a message from a gang member who I know really called me to say Hemi Kapakingi was trying to put a hit out on me with his gang and that they were not going to go through with it. The next day I got another call from an Auckland chapter, same gang, same thing. They're not going to come because this is a marae and ahika matter, not a gang matter. And to add to that, the two men in red that are sitting down were there trying to diffuse the matter and had separated me from them for the safety of themselves, knowing that I will bleed for my marae and will not stop till I can't get back up. Big up to the Kazi Lori for his statement. Hear me if you want to rebut that statement. Feel free to let me know, Kazi, Kōrero mai, or anybody else out there that wants to say anything different that was involved in the situation. I'm an open door, reach out. But this video was more just to fix up the statement that I had put out there that Haukainga had called the police. As the Kazi Lori says, they did not. Hear me did. But again, if you're out there saying, well, there's nothing wrong with the calling, yeah, well, you do what you got to do. If you want to call the police, do that. I'm not saying not to do that. Just fixing up that, being transparent, being accountable. My apologies for getting it wrong, Haukainga. And again, too, for the tamariki that were in that video, as I've apologised before, my bad for them being in the video. I will put the video up here so you can see the altercation, but I will cover the children. Much love.
Lori, up, Papa. I speak English in here, bro. No, see this one here? That's why I speak English. Nati Kowa don't mean shit here, bro.
Get down to the room.
Yes, you don't mean shit here, bro. He hasn't come to the hapu. To Haukainga, ahika. This here is not allowed in a whare, bro. It's not allowed in a whare.
Not a single one of those things was being
Around the corner.
I told you that they were unconstitutional. How would I know that? Now you know.
No, you don't. Yes, you should have talking to the hapu. You should have talking to the people, not just one person. Just one person. No, don't tell me. No, don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me.
Not off my hotel cody.
What did you do, bro? This is Ngāti Kowa.
Yes, bro.
Yes. You are here talking from one floor, bro. Go down to the Papa Koina. Where all my siblings are. I have one sibling. My sibling funny bird. She lives here on this funeral. That is my sibling there, bird. Yeah. Send me a question who I am.